Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. This video will be a continuation in a series of videos about vendor control, and by vendors we mean trade suppliers, trade contractors, subcontractors, suppliers, etc., people that we post bills to pay and paychecks to. And what I wanted to go over in this video, we've gone over most all of how to set up vendors. We've also talked about insurance expirations, etc., under the vendor control. But normally, after you post bills, etc., you might be using this big payables, transactions, and vendor ledgers for reports to review and look up vendors and the bills that you've paid with them. But for vendor control and for quick lookup of what you might have paid or what you might have selected to pay, we just have a summary page up here under vendor control. It's up here just because it's a quick way to just look at what's happened with the vendors and what you've posted to them so far. So I'm going to click that button. And you will see if you study on this that there at the very top it says AP totals. That stands for accounts payable, and this is a list of your vendors that have had any bills posted to them that are paid or unpaid, and you can scroll down and see all of them. But it'll show total selected to pay. In other words, they've been selected to pay to be in the next check run probably. Total of all unpaid is shown here. Total of all paid, and total of all bills that have been posted, which is this column, all bills. Total paid is this column, all bills, and total unpaid, etc. Let's go down here to, let's see if we can find one that has both selected to pay and unpaid, not selected, and paid, etc. So Purcell Electric, first of all, selected to pay. If I click on it, I can see that this is selected, the status is to pay, and you can see the filters for that. I can see, and if there was more than one invoice, you would see them selected to pay and what the total is made up of. And this is a report that you can print if you like. Unpaid, not selected. You might be wanting to look at why it's not selected or something about it. Hopefully somebody's typed you a good detailed description when they entered the bill. Then here's total of unpaid, both of these together. So if you wanted to just see both of them together, you'll see the status to pay and status unpaid there. Then here's a total of paid, all invoices that have been paid that add to that number. You can see a couple of bills and then a credit here that was done to Purcell Electric. And then there's a total of all of them, all unpaid and paid over here, everything that's been posted, which you might be wanting to look at. You can see the job and what cost code was used when you posted it, etc. So it's just a quick glance that will also show you, like if you did all of them and you were talking to a vendor or something, you can say we paid you on May 31st for these two items, or whatever you might need to do. And the other thing I'd like to go over, notice that when I click on it, you'll also see some contact info over here on the right. Of course, if I just wanted to see vendor codes that started with, say, R, I could click on that, and just see ones that start with R over here. If I'm wanting to look at somebody real quick, like that Purcell one, I could click on P's and see all the P vendors, which there's only one, or I can show all and refresh. And then what we'll talk about, which might be the most interesting, is your field search here. When you click it, the main thing I want to go over is that you could just say I want to see all the records that have things selected to pay, and it says try exclamation point equals 0 for not equals to 0. And all of these search windows will have some information about that, like not equal to, example, not equal to 0. We'll have some information that you can use for doing some extensive searches if you'd like. So let's say we just want to see the selected to pay that are not equal to 0. So that's what we'll type in, and we'll do a search. Now what you'll notice is the only records showing are ones that have selected to pay not equal to 0, and these are still totaling to the selected to pay 12,870 after, because these will recalculate just for the records that you've searched for, this total up here at the top. So if I did refresh all, that 12,870.12 would still be the same, but you have to scroll down to see what was selected to pay. So let's do another field search. You can clear the search fields, and then I could try for the ones not selected. Oops. Maybe I want to just review those for whatever reason it might be. So these are unpaid, not selected. I mean, the records will have only vendors here that have unpaid, not selected. And you'll see that these totals adjust for just the records that are shown here. Let's do another field search. If you wanted just all the unpaid, which should equal to various things, like all the unpaid is 83,912.71. Let's just take a quick glance at AP aging down here, and you'll see that same number, the total in your accounts payable account on your books, being 83,912.71. So I'll just close that. We'll talk about aging another time. And then, of course, you could just do the same thing with total paid. You know, you just want to see paid lines that have paid totals on them. This probably won't be very meaningful, total all, to only see ones not equal to 0, because that's all that's here in this list is vendors that have had bills posted to them. But hopefully that gives you a good idea about how you can search for things. And after you search for things, let's do this field search. Notice that we have this in here already, and even though I refreshed it, I could resubmit for the search fields. And then the resulting report based on our search will show you all of those in a report, but it will be based on the search that you did. And it shows that unpaid total is not equal to 0 down there. That's what these backwards and forwards brackets mean. Not equal to when you see things printed. So that's what this window is about, is just for a quick overview of bills paid or posted and unpaid. Just a tiny little bit more information on the paid unpaid summary. I had stopped the video, but I'm going to start it again at the end here, because one thing I wanted to point out is this shows the last invoice date. This column is the last date that you posted to an invoice for each vendor. So maybe you're not so interested in all the old stuff, and in our demo data most of our stuff is actually in the year 2002, and then we have bizarre dates where we've been doing different demos. First, I'd like to show that you can sort, and this holds true in a whole lot of our list controls in CHS, is that if I click once, I'm going to sort this column ascending. Notice how it goes from year 2001, 2002, and these are no longer in alphabetical order, because now the records are in order by ascending by the last invoice date. If I click something again after the first time, it'll sort descending or upside down, so you can see the ones with the latest dates here, and the more recent ones that have been active. If that's of any interest to you, you can also then again click the vendor code to get them back in vendor code order. But also in your field search, say we did just want to see only the stuff we've posted in 2015, which won't be, vendors that have been active in 2015, which won't be very meaningful since most of our demo data is in 2002. But I could search for the last invoice dates from the beginning of this year to the ending of this year and do a search. And then I'll just see which vendors have been active, have had active invoices posted to them this year, which, like I said, again, a whole bunch of our unpaid stuff is in early years, etc. So this in our demo data isn't that meaningful. But then you could do a results report for some reason if you wanted just that, and it'll show you the date range, that you were using for the invoice dates, the max invoice dates, it says there. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this window, and thank you for watching.